Hey YouTube, what is up? It's CS back here with another installment, and here are my picks for UFC Fight Night, Shields versus Ellenberger. Alright, now before I take a look at this card, I am going to re-announce my winner for UFC 134 Silva versus Okami contest. Of course, this is a re-upload of this video. Something happened with my last video, and now I had to reshoot it, and now here it is. So yeah, just to refresh you guys, I'm just going to re-announce my winner for UFC 134, Silva versus Okami, that contest. Of course, I was putting up the Forrest Griffin book, God Fight, the 50 Zen Principles of Hand-Face Combat. All you had to do to win it was be subscribed and tell me who you thought was going to win between Mauricio Shogun Hua and Forrest Griffin. You picked the right outcome, and if you were subscribed, you were eligible to win this. So one of the few people that were eligible to win this was my friend Klatsuk, and he did win this, my friend Clay. So big ups to Clay, and yeah, the book is obviously en route. I already shipped it like a week ago. So yeah, again, congratulations Clay. Stay tuned for more contests in the near future. But for this event, I don't exactly have a contest. Sorry, I'm going to save those for, yeah, the bigger events. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really excited for this card, so sorry, I'm really not excited to give anything away. But taking a look at this, you know, it better be a free card, and it is. You know, it looks like one, and that's what we're getting. You know, besides the main card, I'm really not looking forward to anything on here. And, yeah, basically all I have to look forward to on the preliminary card is the ass whooping Shamar Bailey's going to get from Evan Dunham. But taking a look at the main card, you know, Jake Shields, Jake Ellenberger, decent main event. I actually think it's going to be a pretty good fight. We also have Court McGee and Dong Yang in middleweight, and we also have Eric Koch and Jonathan Brookins in featherweight. But let's start off with the first bout of the main card. This one's between Alan the Talent Belcher and Jason the Athlete McDonald in middleweight. Alright, y'all, now all I gotta say is this is a terrible matchup for Jason McDonald, in my opinion. Jason McDonald is predominantly a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. He really has nothing to threaten Alan Belcher with besides that, you know. Also, how the hell does he get it to the ground where his BJJ is effective, you know? Alan Belcher, I think, is a better clinch fighter. I doubt he gets taken down from there. And I think Alan Belcher is good enough to shake off, you know, shot attempts if Jason McDonald wants to take that route into trying to take it down. So I think McDonald on the feet against Belcher will pretty much be a sitting duck, you know. Offensively, defensively, as a striker, he's not the greatest. And Alan Belcher as a striker, coming from that Rufus Sport camp, he's very polished. He's very technical, knockout power in all limbs, pretty aggressive. I really don't see Jason McDonald having any success whatsoever in this fight, and I think it's only a matter of time before Alan Belcher does knock him out. I think that this matchup favors Belcher too greatly, and I don't see how, I can see how McDonald gets it done, but I think it's highly unlikely. So I am picking Alan Belcher via first round TKO punches. I'd actually pick him by an earlier finish if he wasn't coming off his layoff. I think it will take him a while to get settled in, but I think he decides to open up late into that round and just outclass Jason McDonald, hurt him with his power, and then finishes him off with his punches. So again, my pick, first round TKO for Alan Belcher. Alrighty, now moving on. Featherweight bout between Jonathan Brookins and Eric Koch. First off, gotta say, Jonathan Brookins is possibly the worst Ultimate Fighter winner of all time. Him and James Wilkes, yeah. Jonathan Brookins, chin up, hands down. That is his stand-up style, and if he's standing up for like more than 30 seconds with Eric Koch, he's gonna get fucked. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Brookins, what does he need to do? Utilize his wrestling, you know. Eric Koch got wrestle fucked by Chad Mendez, and Jonathan Brookins can very well do that, in my opinion. Offensively, as a wrestler and a grappler, he's alright. Defensively, not so much. That's why Michael Johnson was able to expose him in that round one. And Michael Johnson didn't gas. I think he might have won that fight. But, yeah, Jonathan Brookins took advantage of that right there. He out-wrestled a wrestler, and what more can he do to Eric Koch, who we've seen get out-wrestled by a wrestler before? Eric Koch will win this fight if it does stay standing. And for some reason, I cannot see Jonathan Brookins just laying and preying on Eric Koch for 15 rounds. I think eventually, you know, early into round 2 or 3, he is going to get clipped with, punch. Eric Koch throws heat. We saw that in the Rafael Sunsao fight. I actually picked a first round KO for Eric Koch. That's what we saw. I'm gonna pick a second round TKO for Eric Koch. Here, I think he does drop the first round to Brookins. I think Brookins will take advantage of Eric Koch's wrestling deficiencies, but I think the Rufus Sport product is able to come back in round 2, shake that off, and just, you know, clip Jonathan Brookins with some sort of, you know, uppercut, and then just finish him off with punches. So that's my pick. Second round TKO for Eric Koch. Yeah, I do have a lot of faith in Eric Koch's power, so yeah, that's my pick. Now, moving on, co-main event between Court McGee and Dong Yang. Yeah, what can I say? Ugly kind of looking matchup, but, you know, I think it'll be alright. We'll see. Hopefully it is. On one side, you got Dong Yang, Taekwondo and Judo background, on the feet, not too technical. He is kind of wild, but he does throw some heat. And, yeah, from the clinch, he can definitely take you down and, you know, finishes you with vicious ground and pound. I think that's his only shot against Court McGee. Maybe takes a 29-28, say if he's winning like the first 2 and gasses round 3. But yeah, he won the first 2 on aggressiveness. I can see him getting a decision like that, like, you know, close unanimous D or close split D. But I think I'm going to have to go with Court McGee here. I think Court McGee is a better wrestler, and overall I think he's a better striker. I think he's improved as a striker. Defensively, a striker, not that great. We saw that in the Ryan Jensen fight, but I think he gets it together against Dong Yang. I think he has a reach advantage. I think he outboxes Dong Yang after Dong Yang gasses out. And yeah, I think he's going to survive an early onslaught by Dong Yang, and then put his punches together later into round 1, and then take down Dong Yang, and do that for the rest of the fight, rinse and wash. And yeah, I think that's what we're going to see for 3 rounds. Dong Yang is going to gas out early in round 1, and then I'm banking on Court McGee to just be the well-rounded fighter from then on. So that's my pick, Court McGee via unanimous D, 29-28. I just think he mixes it up against Dong Yang after he gasses. Alright, now moving on. Battle of the Jakes in the main event. Jake Shields and Jake Ellenberger. Big fight for both these guys. Winner of this fight gets back into the mix of things. You know, Jake Ellenberger really hasn't been in the mix, considering his opponents. But arguably, he beat Carlos Condit, so in my opinion, he's right up there. You know what I'm saying? Jake Ellenberger is one of the young bulls in the 170-pound division. He's nuts. The guy's very explosive, very powerful, good wrestler, decent stand-up, a lot of power. But for the most part, I think he dictates the pace of his fights with his athletic ability. I really don't think he's all too good anywhere minus that. You know, technically as a wrestler, he's all right. I don't think he's the greatest. And as a stand-up fighter, yeah, I think he just relies on aggressiveness and his power. And I think he is susceptible to getting clipped by a better striker. But luckily for him, he's not facing a better striker. He's facing a far worse one in Jake Shields. And basically, the only way Jake Shields can win this fight is if he wrestle fucks him. But for the most part, I think that's going to happen. Again, I think Jake Ellenberger is not the greatest wrestler. I think he's very powerful. I think he's very explosive. But I don't think he's going to like dealing with Jake Shields' relentless takedowns for 3 rounds. And I think he shakes a few of those takedowns off. But I think he gasses doing so due to the fact that eventually Jake Shields is going to take him down, and he's going to expend a lot of energy trying to get back up. Jake Shields is going to hang on to him, and I think Jake Shields takes him down again. Ellenberger's stand-up's not going to look as polished due to the fact that he's worried about takedowns. So, you know, I really think it's a bad matchup for him. Jake Shields, you know, should be able to take Ellenberger down. Not at ease. He's going to have to work. His fitness better be there, and he should be able to maintain top control for a while, you know, within these rounds, and hopefully score, you know, a 29, 28, 30, 27 looking like decision like that. I know Jake Shields is going through a lot right now. You know, his father and manager passed away, Jack Shields. So my heart goes out to Jake Shields and his family. I'm a Jake Shields guy. I hope he wins this fight. And, you know, I just think he'll look motivated in this fight. It's just he's not going to show up whack to this fight after his father just passed away. So I really think he is motivated for this one. And I think if he is, you know, Jake Shields, you know, 3 fights ago, you know, I think he has a chance to fuck up Jake Ellenberger. So that's why I'm banking on is Jake Shields just taking Ellenberger down for 3 rounds and holding him down, and hopefully, you know, and hopefully he does that, I guess. So that's my pick, Jake Shields by unanimous D. So yeah, I guess that about does it. UFC Fight Night Shields versus Ellenberger. Hope you guys enjoyed my picks. Hope you guys enjoyed the event. It is next week. It is free. Do catch it. If not, I guess you're probably tuning into Ortiz Mayweather, and I really don't know why you would tune into that. We know what's going to happen there. I'm not going to get into that at all, though. MMA, anything can happen. I'm going to watch this shit instead. It is free. I'm not going to pay for something that I pretty much know what's going to happen for. So, yeah, got to go with UFC Fight Night Shields versus Ellenberger, although this card isn't too great. But whatever. Give me a thumbs up if you're picking Jake Shields. Thumbs down if you're picking Jake Ellenberger. And yeah, I guess thank you for all the support. Again, my links are in the description below. Comment in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts on this event in this video. And yeah, thank you for all the continued support again. So appreciate it, and take care.